Hello everybody and welcome to another video on X4. Today we're going to be talking about trading. So this is another way of earning yourself some credits. However, you're going to need a little bit of credits to back yourself up with before you can go about doing your business. So I would suggest doing it after you started a little bit of mining. We've done that. We've had a little bit of mining credits. If you want to know a bit more about mining, then check out my previous video. However, let's talk about getting a mining ship. So, first of all, you need a wharf. If you haven't already found it for your mining ships, then you need to go about scouting for your wharf, and then you go to right-click and buy ships. Then we want to start off with as big a ship as possible. Now, we do have the small-size ships, which is the courier. They are not big at all. They only have 3,156 cubic meters of space. They don't do much. However, they are fairly cheap. So, for a low preset, which is decent, you get 480,000, whereas a medium ship, which you'll pick one of these two here, or whichever one you have available, you can choose which one you want. They both have pluses and minuses, things to do with like your hulls. So obviously this has got less hull, less storage space, but may have varying things like it's got a higher crew count, I think. Yep, higher crew count. It may also have faster speed or whatever it is you are. I'm going to go for the higher container storage capacity. Then I'm going to set a low preset like before. You see 680,000 now, so another 200,000 more. However, obviously, if you lose this, you're losing a lot more resources, and they are obviously going to take a little bit longer to fill up and stuff like that. But they do look pretty cool. They've got like little containers on the sides of the ships, which is pretty awesome. So we're going to go for this, and I'm just going to set it up as is. You can see it's got a docking computer Mark 1. What I would suggest is changing that to a docking computer Mark 2. I'd also suggest keeping hold of your trading computer. This will allow your trades to get updated at a better pace while we don't have any satellites up. So wherever it's in range of, it will update the trades and make things a little bit easier and better for us. Everything else is completely up to you. I would suggest a little bit more crew if you can afford it. We can just about afford that, I believe. Oh no, we're just slightly under that. So if we drop it down a little bit, 798,000 for our first one. We're going to add that. And then we're going to confirm the order. Then we're going to wait for that to build. And then we're going to talk about what we can do for trading. Because you can once again manually trade if you so wish. You can also do automatic trading at various levels. So let's talk about the simple ones for now. And then in a later video we'll talk about the advanced. But let's get the ship built and let's talk about manual trading. Okay, before we head to our new Vulture trading ship, remember that you can do personal trading at the Trader's Corner. If you're not sure what that is or how to do it, then make sure you check out the Crystal Guide, where it will show you how to do personal trading without a ship. And it can give you a little bit of cash, but over a long time can actually generate very good revenue, because the more you stock up with, the more you can make and the more you can sell. It's worth a checkout if you haven't already done so. Very good to start early days. Let's get to our ship.
Any loose animals will be vaporized on site.
Okay, so how do we do some trading? Well, this is our trading ship. You notice these ships are a little bit bigger, even though they are medium. They are bloody big. So let's head on over to board it, which takes forever because you have to go all the way to the back.
Vulture, Sentinel.
And let's head to the cockpit. Okay, so as always, you will have a captain, which is pretty much standard now. We can take control of the ship, and we can do our own personal trading from the ship. Now, this isn't the same as personal trading from your inventory. I just mean in the terms of we can do it manually. So how do we do that? Well, we're currently at the silicon refinery, where we've been sending all of our silicon ore to get made into something. So we can purchase whatever they offer, which is silicon wafers. They are expensive. You can see they're 339.26 credits per silicon wafer. If we get 14 of them, 4,749. So they are expensive. We have 139,000 now that we've still got income coming from our mining. If you haven't got any income whatsoever, then make sure you remember that when you buy the ship to save yourself a little bit of income so that you can buy your first trade. Now, silicon wafers are very good to trade, and if you can find somewhere that's going to buy them, then that's good, because we're already here. You also see that they've got a low supply currently, so there is an increase in price of 14%. Worth noting, because you're going to lose 14% on top of everything you buy. that will get adjusted the more you provide it with silicon. The more it'll build silicon wafers, and over time it will obviously generate more silicon wafers. You will also get discounts from your reputation, from buying subscriptions and stuff like that. But that's a little bit of end game stuff. Right now we're talking very basic. So let's have a look at some sales that are going to make us good money in a very quick period of time. So to do that, if we head over, if you press M, it actually brings you back to the little menu here. So you can either press the map or press M again. You'll see here, at the moment I have got something popped up. It says bought wares and sold wares. This is the sector we're currently working in. So what I want to do is I want to try and keep everything in this sector viewable and keep everything else out, because I don't want to travel too far. You'll notice that these here indicate that these three here are the top three that are required. Nothing to do with the value of them. It's what's basically required plus good value as well. It's like a mixture of both. You notice the sold wares here.
Stop that drone.
You'll see we've got some various things here with good value of money as well. So it's cheap quality stuff here. This doesn't really tell us much other than that we're going to make a ridiculous amount of money from microchips, and that we can buy field coils, quantum tubes, and superfluid coolant. I know that from buying ships, we're struggling for hull parts in Teladi Wharf. So let's go to our filter settings. Just like we did with our trading for ores, we can also do the same for whatever we want to do. I want to look for something that's used on a regular basis. Things like energy cells, hull parts, claytronics. Claytronics are the more expensive ones, so I'd avoid them at the present moment, but hull parts definitely look at, and energy cells I'd definitely look at. Take your time to look at these words for yourself and pick and choose what you want to do. Again, I never tell people how to play their game, so you pick and choose. I'm going to choose hull parts because it's easier for me to show you what I mean in the next section here. You'll see here that hull parts, there is a requirement of 27,901 at the Teladi shipyard. I also know that the wharf will also buy them. If I zoom in here, you'll see that this will also buy them. The value is far less. They'll only buy 9,392 at 274 credits. The same price, but it will take less of them. But nothing here tells me that they're selling. So if we zoom out a little bit more, you'll notice that if I come over here, we've now got somewhere that's actually selling them, but they've only got 1,213. So this could dry up. However, we definitely want to do it. That being said, that will not be applicable for automated trading at this time. That's for manual trading, or there's an alternative that we can do, which I'm about to show you now. So manual trading is, as I said, you are at a dock, you trade, so you buy whatever you trade, confirm it, pay your money, then you choose which station you're heading to. So say we're heading to the wharf, we'd then fly over to the wharf, you dock, select trade again, and slide this by the opposite way, and it will sell your wares exactly the same, giving you your value for money. Exactly the same as you would when trading the minerals, the ore and stuff like that. Nothing's different, so I'm not going to go through that with you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to talk to you about actually doing something that was brought in with the 4.0 updates. So I'm going to jump out of this ship now, because I want it to fly off without me in it. Let's just jump out and fly away. Now, I know that I want hull parts, and I want them to come over to both these stations here. This isn't going to have a constant amount of hull parts. They're going to run out. So we've got to monitor this. This is only short term, but hopefully it will increase our level of our ship, so that we can actually then do more with it. So we zoom in and we select our ship, or you can select it from the property own menu. We're then going to go to information here. We're then going to go to behavior. We're then going to go to our hull drop down here. We've got our local auto trade, and we've got revisit known stations. Both of these are viable options if you have them available, because they both will increase your level. Local auto trade is exactly the same as local mining. You choose a single ware, and it will spend its time in the sector that it's been selected trading that ware. So what you could do is you could select silicon wafers because they
Please
are
check
a
your cargo
early
is
product.
secured before departure.
And then it will trade it to another station that requires silicon wafers. However, they may not. So you've got to go again to your filter settings, your trade. Let's just discard. Sorry, discard. Filter settings. We want to go to silicon wafers. Select OK. You'll see now that we've got people selling silicon wafers because we're at the silicon refinery, and we've got people buying silicon wafers, so that is a viable option. We can go ahead and we have our courier here. Go back to information, go back to default behavior, local auto trade, where silicon wafers. Our anchor space is where we are, 18 billion. If you forget where you are, it'll tell you here. And then confirm. You'll notice now he's undocking. It's going to go over, buy the silicon wafers from there, and sell them right there. So that's making a little bit of money. You can see that it is going to make us money because we're buying at 266 and selling at 314. Local auto trading and local auto mining will not go for the best profit. It will only simply do buy and sell. It's replacing distribute words.
Attention all departing pilots. Pirates have been seen in the sector.
So
be careful.
don't expect to make massive profit from that. Back to what we were doing, which is in our vulture, which is currently this one here. We're now going to tell it to repeat order. It is an advanced option, so you need 1 star. So if you haven't got 1 star, then you'll have to do the local auto trade until you're leveling up to then do the repeat orders. However, currently it is available. So we confirm that order. It wipes out everything in our order queue. We're now going to tell it to buy hull parts. Buy from the Taladi Hull Part Factory. We're going to tell it to buy a where, which is hull parts. We want it to buy up to its full amount, and we can offer a maximum price. Now you'll see that currently they're selling for 261 credits. So if we want it to buy, we need to increase that. Well, it's going to sell for 348 credits. Sorry, for 274 credits. So you make basically 2 credits per. So it's not a great amount, but there is very little in the ways of hull parts. And it's going to generate experience for us and a little bit of credits. It's only a little bit, but it helps. Because later down the line, we're going to be able to make this a lot more profitable. So for the benefit of this, I'm going to set it to the maximum allowed amount. So now it will buy up to the maximum price of 272 credits. If it goes above that, it will stop buying it. It will continue to keep doing the cycle until the price drops.
Incoming ship. Docking crews to stand by.
And then it will start buying it again once it drops below. For the purpose of this, I'm going to select it to buy from. And you can see the ship in front of me, just behind my screen, is setting off. It's going to go and do job number 1. Job number 2 is to then go to one of these 2 stations. Now the Taladi shipyard has a larger requirement, so we're going to go and we're going to sell to. Now you get 2 options to sell to. You've got the Taladi shipyard and the build storage. The build storage is simply for your production of the station, so we don't want that. We want the one above it. We're going to sell our wares. It gives us an option of many things here because this is what they're accepting. When we only have hull parts, so we select hull parts from our list. If you are doing multiple trades, so you want to trade to 2 stations at once, then you can select this as such. So let's do that. We'll set to 500. So it will remain in its storage 500 hull parts. Minimum price to sell is 209 credits. They're offering currently 274 credits, so easy sale there. However, bear in mind that if the price of which they're purchasing it goes below the price which you're buying it, then you could have problems. So you can then set this to your 272 again, which means that if it's higher than 272, then it will offer it. But we'll go to 260. This is dangerous doing it this way. We may end up where we don't sell everything because there's a very little wiggle room, so just bear that in mind. But we'll confirm it anyway. We then want to go to, and if you can't see much, then all you need to do is just hit the filter settings and turn the trade off here. Well, this is actually always up here now.
Ladies and gentlemen, box.
So again, our option for hull parts, if we do exactly the same, you notice now we can set quantity to keep. we can do this to however much we want. But you'll see here it says available in the loop. Currently available in the loop is 500 hull parts. So quantity to keep 0. Minimum price set to 260 I think it was. There we go. So now it will sell whatever's remaining in the capacity, it will remain. So if it doesn't sell everything in the shipyard, say the shipyard price increase went too high and it had a full cargo, then it comes to the second one and it's offering a better price that's below our target, then it will sell the entire capacity. We'll confirm that. So you'll see now we've got 1 buy option and 2 sales. So it'll continue that loop until one of them targets is not met, and it will then keep going back and forward on itself until it does something. Your best way to spot if something's wrong is this little icon here. Now this is local auto trade, so it's slightly different, but it will be a very similar symbol, but it will be orange. That means there's something wrong. So if you get an orange symbol on the ship that you've just basically told to start doing your repeat order, then it means that there's a failed trade somewhere. I'll show you that though. It says here 2 minutes ago, no trades found in allowed sectors. So it's not found any silicon wafers in 18 billion. We kind of know that's not true, but it may just be that there was none available to sell from that station. Sorry, to buy from that station. You can clear that.
Ladies and gentlemen, station administration would like to remind you to keep children away from the airlocks.
And you can see it clears that, and we're nice blue again. It will continue to repeat the local auto trade. However, it may not find that trade. Bear in mind as well, if the ship cannot physically hold it, it may be like they take too much storage space, so it may not be able to buy it. But that is an idea. I've done that on purpose so we could see that it goes orange if there's a failure, and then you know what to look for. So that's basically trading in a nutshell at this level. Much more that we can do at a later level, but right now, that's all you're going to be able to do at a low level. We'll discuss the advanced mining and advanced trading in later videos. Hopefully this has given you a good example of how to trade. Let me know in the comment section if you've got any suggestions, ideas, or anything like that. Or if you've got any information or you want information on fine-tuning your trading and you're struggling with, then please join us on our Discord where we can discuss it with you, where plenty of people are back and forward with this game as well. So hopefully somebody there can give you some information at a much faster pace than I can. But until next time, everybody, take care for now, and I shall see you all on the next one. Bye-bye for now.